what is that one investment if you had made in 2015 on the same day that would have produced 164 times of returns? Yes, I'm talking about Bitcoin. On January 9, 2015, it was trading at around 17,000 uh, rupees per unit, and today there was a little blip from the last 2 days level, and it is hitting at 29 lakhs for Bitcoin. Now, imagine making a investment long back ago as a part of a friend's bet, and then realizing today that hey, I could buy a property of my own with just that one Bitcoin. But today, my focus is not so much on Bitcoin, but the architecture that goes behind it that makes it really happen, and it's called blockchain, the blockchain architecture. And there are few things about blockchain that are really worth taking a note of. They are really defining and could have a very major impact in how the transactions take place in the world. Let aside a lot of other positives that can come out of that type of architecture. So, first of all, I think the major plus with blockchain is that there is no transactional cost involved. So, what happens when you make a payment using PayPal, the Mastercards, the other networks that charge you some sort of transaction fee? That's how their architecture works. That's what it's fueled on. But with blockchain uh, backing the crypto architecture, it's not the case. You don't need to put on any transactional charge over it. So if you are in India and you want to send someone cryptocurrency in the US, it's free. There is no charge involved. And I think this gives a very fresh perspective on seeing the transactions. We have seen transactions as being cumbersome on their own. We need to provide money or taxes to the people that are providing that services to us, for example Mastercard, or governments in that case. But this is what is really good about this architecture. And imagine having this kind of architecture as a backup, at least in the starting years, to the economics that are really struggling, that do not have money, or the inflation is so high that it's quite impractical anymore to use those currencies. For example, the situation in Zimbabwe that was a couple of years ago, or Venezuela, or El Salvador. Now these countries are really have been struggling with keeping their finances going, and then the transactions become next to difficult, next to impossible. So I think in those scenarios, cryptocurrencies, the blockchain architecture could be pretty helpful. Another point that I would like to add is the open source nature of the blockchain architecture. Now, anyone can use that architecture to make transactions in exchange of goods or services. Now, this is a pretty important thing if you see it with the help of an example. Now, Paytm is still one of the biggest fintech companies out there in the world, but few years back, 3-4 years back, it was the thing. It was the global fintech company out there. But what happened after that is the Indian government comes with UPI. Now UPI is an open source system that any company can use to ask their users to pay on. So it was a very transparent open source idea that the government of India came up with. But what happened with that is it opened a Pandora box. Now anyone could use UPI system and integrate in their app. Imagine a 10th class, 12th class, or a college student using the UPI payment as a mode of transaction in his hackathon application, and that will again compete, and that will go on to compete with Paytm, because now the playing field is quite open. So this is the power of a revolutionary open source idea, that it It kills monopoly. It brings in competition, and suddenly in 3-4 years you see there are so many applications in the Indian fintech global space that are competing neck to neck with Paytm. So I think that is another point that I want to add on. Lastly, I just want to say one thing: take those bets seriously, dive in for them, because you don't know how much fortune you can make. And one last thing, if you feel like you should invest in Bitcoin, is this the right time? I don't know. Wish you the best.